Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another great episode of Basscast Radio. I am your host, Brian Carter, and guess who's back with us above me if you're watching YouTube, guys?
The Bass Geek!
You guys all know Bass Geek was out last week doing a little repair work to the Bolt Bass boat.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back, brother.
Glad to be back. I was on the lake the day before and actually shot a video. By the way, if you guys have not seen the video that dropped yesterday, there is a bait. I did a short on it the day before and sold out hookup tackle because that was the only place I could send anybody.
Wow.
Now, Tackle Warehouse has assured me that they are coming, but go check that video out. But yeah, we were out there shooting some videos and we slayed them. Couldn't get them to bite anything else but that bait, and we slayed them on that bait. But unfortunately, when we were loading the boat, luckily it waited to break until we were putting it on the trailer. We couldn't get the jack plate to go back down. So apparently, with Atlas jack plates, it's a common theme for the relay to go bad.
Ooh.
And luckily, Watson's, shout out to my marine dealer, Watson's Marine in Bluntville, Bluff City. I never know where, they're right all around Bristol. Anyway.
Right.
They apparently go bad so often that they keep them in stock. So they fixed me right up the next morning.
That is crazy, Geek, because, your boat's 2 months old.
Yeah,
3 months old.
Yeah, it's like I got it the first week of May.
6 months old. Either way, it's still practically brand new. And that's
it's got like 84 hours on it. Which, by the way, the boat is for sale. If anybody wants to buy a brand new, beautiful boat, I work with Camus, and of course, I have to sell my boat every year. So that's another thing I'm going to throw out there.
So it's got a brand new relay on it. So you are ready to go yourself fishing as soon as you take reins of this bass boat. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful color boat. It's Basscast green, by the way, guys. If you haven't seen it already, so it's a great looking boat, and everybody I know it's been in a Camus loved it. And I'm on the water around anglers all the time, and they love them to death. So
yep, it's like I said. Now, as far as trouble goes, that's the only trouble that I've had out of it. Everything is. Well, if you've ever bought a new boat, you'll know that there's some bugs you always have to work out, but all the bugs are worked out now. So, I mean, you're going to get one heck of a boat if you decide to get it. And you just hit me on Instagram or Facebook, Bass Geek Fishing, if anybody want it. So,
guys, the basscast.com was down on Bugs Island all weekend, covering the Angler's Choice 2-day championship. Congratulations to Rodney Bell and Tommy Jones. They ended up winning the 2-day event. Guys, you want to talk close? Holy cow. 0.13 ounces between first and second. Another hammers on Kerr Lake is Jeff and Clay Ross. They were in second place. So congratulations to them. And like I said, what an event. Clay, Bugs is still coming along. You're seeing some good looking bags, but 1827 was their bag for day one. I think they fell off because they only had 4 fish on day number 2. And I don't have the results in front of me right here, but like I said, close. $25,000 what they took home from the Angler's Choice Team Tournament Trail event championship this year. So I don't understand why you're not fishing Angler's Choice. $25,000 to the winner of the. Now, it did fall off a little bit. It's $2,500 for second, and then it goes down from there. But that's what a championship's all about. It's a big payout. That's what everybody wants. You earn the right to be there by qualifying, and that's it. So we're talking about qualifying. The basscast.com kicks off again. It's the fall half of the year for the Basscast. We'll be up on Smith Mountain Lake at Crazy Horse Marina, 7 a.m. We'll be there to register. We're launching at 8, weighing in at 4 this Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'm going down hanging out with Kevin Shepard and the boys at the 5 Alive Championship on Lake Gaston. I got a 2.5 hour ride down there.
Nice.
So we're gonna hang out with them Sunday afternoon. So looking forward to that for their championship. And unless it's changed, I think they are guaranteed $5,000 for their championship. So,
Nice.
and they're down at for you guys who are in Carolina, it's a great time because a lot of the guys geek that Fish Carolina end up fishing his deal.
Yeah.
And it's cool for us because I don't get to see the Carolina guys that often.
Yeah.
I wish I could get down to Carolina more. I got to get Smith. Well, I got Smith covered. I got to get someone to cover bugs for me.
There you go.
Did you guys hear that? I need someone to cover bugs for me because I would like to get down into North Carolina more. And I made I did some talking last week about maybe even covering the opens. I brought it up to Danielle as well and covering some of the opens in 2024.
Mm.
And giving a little different spin on that. And you guys all know it starts in Florida, and then we got 2 in South Carolina, and then the season's over. I mean, it's like boom, 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 and it's over for the Division One.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was listening to the Bassmaster podcast the other day going down the road, and they were talking about the Division One. They're like, well, it probably change its name pretty soon because it always does, and I don't understand why he said that, but you never know about the opens. But we got now, we got the Bass Nation Championship going on right now down in South Carolina. So good luck to everyone fishing that event. Everybody's trying to qualify for their chance to fish in the Bassmaster Classic. And that's what it's all about, the big old dance. So
it is. And I read speaking of Bugs Island, I believe it was about Bugs Island. I read an interesting article on the basscast.com about spots maybe taking over down there.
Yeah, that's they were the a lot of thank you, Geek. A lot of the anglers were talking about that, and that blew up really freaking fast. I mean, you're talking about I posted that thing within like 2 minutes. I had a comment, and then before I went to bed, I had 20 comments. But the guys, they were catching a lot of bass, but a lot of them were spotted bass, and you can win a tournament, but you can't win a tournament off spotted bass because we don't get that. A lot of lakes further south will get the 4 and 5 pound spotted bass tournament bass. They'll get that size.
Well, now there's not herring, I think, which would be the biggest problem in Bugs Island.
Right, and in Gaston as well, because I mean, you guys, and like I said, I'm going to Gaston, so it's going to be another 2 pound limit. Not 2 pound, but practically a 2 pound bass limit about every bass. And if you got a 4 or 5 pound bass, you might say you won. I mean, it's gonna be it for Gaston. So
my question is in Virginia, because I don't know this. In Virginia, I know in Tennessee basically considers spotted bass. I mean, it's still 5 fish limit because for whatever reason, but Tennessee basically considers spotted bass a nuisance species.
Yes, a lot of guys talk about eliminating as many. I mean, like you just said, the herring problem. There's no food, not a lot of food in Bugs Island.
Well, listen, I always say largemouth are like me. They're like fat man. They're not chasing something. I don't care how bad they want to stick it in their face hole. I'm going to a buffet where I can walk down, select. Smallmouth, they're a little more aggressive, and spots are like, smallmouth on cocaine. So they'll eat everything out.
And that's true. And what you just said was pretty. What I had a conversation with someone about that today, and landing some of those big, like I said, we don't get those big ones, but a lot of the lakes do. And then 4 or 5 pounders, they say, you lock into one of them, you think you done got like a giant bass, as someone else, Dave Mercer says it, but it's 4 pounds.
Yeah,
but
so I know on some of the lakes in Tennessee. And I don't want to get no hate. I don't do it in North or South Carolina where everybody loves them. But them damn things are good as a crappie.
He said they're good eats.
Just saying.
So yeah, I mean, take them home. I mean, you ain't got to take all of them home, but I mean, They just multiply so fast, and
They
like
do.
Geek said, they eat up so much.
Well, they outcompete everything. That's the
Right.
problem. They outcompete everything for the forage.
Yes. So yeah, 100%. I mean, and that's what ends up the whole major thing behind it right there.
Yeah.
And we're trying, you guys all know Kerr Lake had the was it the virus a couple years ago? I can't remember what they
Mm-hmm.
called that thing, but they had that like 7 or 8 years ago, and the bass are starting to come back around. But I mean, if there's nothing to eat, I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
So for all you anglers out there that are carrying them up here from down south, at least bring some of the daggone herring with you if you're gonna ruin our lakes.
Amen. He said it 100% right there. All right, guys. Tonight we got Matt Messer on with us. He just won the Harris Chain of Lakes event, the final Bassmaster Open event of the 2023 season. EQ qualifier, Matt Messer. Matt, welcome to Basscast Radio. I appreciate you coming on tonight, taking a little time to be with us. Let's dive into this right off the bat, man. Let's introduce who you are, how you got the fishing bug, and why'd you decide to fish the opens, man?
Matt Messer from Warfield, Kentucky, and I don't really remember when I started fishing because I was fishing my entire life. Like my dad was taking me whenever I was probably a newborn baby out there going fishing, and I mean, it's always been something I really enjoyed. And got into high school, I started up a high school fishing team, so I hopped on that, whatever, and ended up going to Kentucky Christian to fish college, and got done with that, and that's kind of what led into wasn't ready to quit, so I decided to hop into opens, and
Yeah.
here we are.
Well,
So now wait,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
You're a Kentucky boy. As soon as I heard that, I had it. So what's your home lake up there?
Yatesville Lake.
Yatesville. Now where is that? East or west side? Where's
East.
that at exactly? That's east side. Yeah. So you probably know Cumberland and Dale and the Barron River and all them real good. Yeah. All right. I didn't know. I figured you might be a Cumberland boy up there. Around that somewhere.
I'm about 2.5 hours from Cumberland, probably.
Gotcha. All right. I just had to know exactly where you was from up there.
So there's a bunch of plaques hanging on mantle for you guys not watching on YouTube. You should be watching on YouTube. Talk to us about some of the victories, man. What all you got up there, brother?
This one is the Open from Harris Chain, obviously. This one's a college tournament from Harris Chain. And then this one's open this year from Eufaula, Oklahoma, 3rd place. And then I got top 10 on Toho National Championship in college, a 5th place National Championship in college, and then 2 more top 10s.
That's awesome. So the opens, man, diving into those, you're competing with roughly 200 anglers.
Yeah.
Big field. You're one of the young guns. Got a lot of young anglers this year, fishing the opens. And, I wrote a story, I haven't published it yet, about, probably one of the youngest open fields that will be jumping into the Elite Series in 2024. And, you're not moving on. You are going to fish the Classic in 2024. So congratulations on that. But what was it like fishing against all the, 200 anglers, man?
It's it's different. I've fished the big fields in college and stuff.
Yeah.
But these open guys are good. Nothing is left behind. Like they check everything. Very rare that if you have something that's worth them dudes actually spending their time on, that you have it to yourself. And the lake really gets tough after you've got them guys out there practicing 4 days because they cover a lot of water. Like I said, there's no stone unturned. Like they're everywhere fishing everything.
What was it like for you, on the opens? We all right here know Jack Dice. I mean, I think he slept in his vehicle most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't really understand what it's like being out on the road. And for some people, you did go to the college like you were talking about right there, but you didn't pay an entry fee during college. The college, the money you guys earned and all that stuff paid the entry fee. But now the dime's all on you.
Yeah, it's that's tough. It's really hard. This year I traveled with my brother Leif Messer and a boy named Bo Thomas, and so that made it. I mean, it makes it a lot better to have people that you can go split stuff with.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's expensive. It takes a lot and cut a lot of grass and cleaned a lot of houses to be able to afford to fish these things.
Yeah, people really don't understand that whole part. Even me, I sleep in my vehicle. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I did get a room this week because it poured down. I knew it was going to pour down rain all weekend, but for the most part, we're camping.
Yeah.
It's a lot of nights sleeping in vehicles and camping and all that stuff to chase your dream of, like you're getting ready to fish the Bassmaster Classic, like I said, in 2024. Looking back at the season, man, you said you had a couple bombs. We understand that, but what was, besides you, seems like you got a Harris chain pretty well dialed in.
Yeah, he's got 2 trophies back there.
I was going to ask, how's
a boy from Kentucky get so good on the Harris chain?
Buddy, I really don't know. I mean, I went down there and it's completely different than anything I ever fished, whatever. And I don't know. It kind of clicked to me the first time we was down there. And then this time I go down and I'm catching them completely different, like not even close to the same one. Just something about that place. I don't know.
Well, they're 2 times different times of the season, right?
Yeah. This one was in January, and then the Open was obviously last week.
Right.
Did you get you something from the Harris chain to keep in your boat at all times now? You got to carry that sort of,
like a rabbit foot or something.
Yeah, pick up some pads and just kind of put it in a book so you laminate that stuff, man.
You should give them little stickers. Nothing's made out of metal anymore, but I know my dad used to have a sticker on his truck or something like that. I mean, on the dashboard was actually made out of metal back then. Nothing's made out of metal anymore, but get the little magnets like Harris chain. I love that place.
Yeah.
When I had to pick up something from that place.
Yeah.
So this event, man, there was a delay for day number 1.
Yeah.
We had some crazy freaking winds. How does the mindset for you go into that, having that delay? A lot of, because you gunned up, you're ready to go. The rods are ready, lines ready, everything's ready. And then you can't go.
Yeah. It really helped me, one way that helped me was winning on the bank in Florida is a lot harder to do 3 days in a row than it is 2. But another thing is on day 1, going into the tournament, I was probably going to go start throwing a boogerman buzzbait and then go offshore. But then the weather changed and it made me start throwing a boogerman buzzbait. And then I'm idling through planning to go fish offshore and get on plane. It's like right before I get on plane, I changed my mind, ended up going somewhere else and flipping pads. So it was, the weather, day 1 getting canceled definitely helped me a lot in as far as winning this tournament goes.
So you're talking about right there, just getting ready to get up on plane and, going to a different direction. What made you say no? I mean,
I was idling through the Dead River, and it's however long, 10-minute idle or whatever.
Okay.
And the whole time I'm like, I've got a 3 and 3.5 pounder, got a decent start. It's 10:30, whatever. And I'm idling through, and I'm thinking about my offshore stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go over and catch a limit. If I can get to 13 pound, I'll have a decent start.
Right.
I'm gonna tell myself that, and finally, I was like, I could not stomach thinking that I was going over there, thinking my top end was probably like 15 pound if I got lucky, and wasn't trying to win on the Harris chain. So I just decided I'd rather suck than go over there and grind to try to get a check.
There you go.
There you go.
It worked.
Well, earlier, you told me, that the season was up and down for you.
Yep.
How did you, other than, like you said, you did really well in Harris chain in the past. How did you, mindset wise, put it all back together for this event?
The season was tough on me, but there was some good moments. It was kind of, seems like I'm real big hero or zero kind of guy. I show up, I'm either I'm always swinging for the fences. Which sometimes it looks like I need to quit doing that. But I love fishing to win, and a lot of them tournaments that you fish to win don't work out, so you end up
Yeah.
stuck. But I mean, that's how it is, and I'm all right with that. But going into the Harris chain, I mean, I'd caught them there before, and I had a lot of confidence in that place. And I was sitting at the house right before I left. Me and my brother's talking, and we're like, I don't know how we're going to afford the opens next year. And I was told him, I was like, we'll just have to go down there and win some money. And
There you
I
go.
went down there kind of on a mission, and I passed.
But you know,
that's
yeah,
cool.
you know, most everybody will tell you that if you're not fishing to win, you never win. I mean, it is the mindset you have to go in with. So,
and you know, we brought up in the past a lot of tournament, anglers are fishing for checks. And like Geek just said, changing that mindset to fish to win. And we still have to cash checks because just like you just said a minute ago, you weren't sure how you're going to build a fish the opens in the 2024 season without cashing this check.
Yeah, I mean, cashing for checks without a doubt or fishing for checks is definitely the way that you be consistent. But I mean, what's a check in a few tournaments if you can go win one of them?
there you go. There you go.
That is true. Looking back on the event, man, was there a certain time in day one or day, it says it wasn't but 2 days that you said you think you could win this whole entire event?
Yeah, like at Dead River, I made the decision, and I run over to Griffin, and it's like 11 o'clock. I'm going through the lock probably, or maybe later than that actually. And it's taking me like an hour to get over there if I'm the first lock and everything goes good. So I don't have that much time. I had to be back in at like 3:15 or something. So I'm locking through. I get over there and I start flipping stretchy pads I've caught them on before, just straight history stuff.
Right.
I hadn't even really practiced them. And over there flipping, and I catch one like 3.5. I'm like, all right, I believe I made the right decision. I got to get 2 bites the rest of the day. Go down, flip for about 100 more yards, catch an 8-pounder or a 7-14. So I was
Nice.
like, hey, whatever. Didn't have much time, so I was like, I'm just going to turn around, fish that same stretch, and turn around, flip a little bit, pull my bait up, about to pull it out of the pads, and a 7-pounder comes up and blows up on it, rolls on it, catch it 7-2. So as soon as I put that one in the boat, I was like, I got to go. I definitely have a shot to win right here in this pad stretch. So that's kind of the moment.
That's awesome. Like I said, you did lead the entire event all 2 days.
Yep.
Was there any pressure on you, leading the event, or do you want to be in that place when, after day number one?
I mean, that's definitely the place you like to be, is having the cushion to win, because I really wasn't on nothing. Like I said, I went to sleep the night after day one, and I was like, couldn't believe. Like I talked to all my buddies, and they was like, "Oh yeah, you sandbagging." Said you
yeah, listen at him. You probably told him, and I was like, "Hey, if I go deep, I got 15." And they're like, "Yeah, man, he's been lying."
Yeah, and so I was sitting there, and I was like, nothing can go wrong now. I've caught enough weight to get a check if I zero tomorrow.
There you go.
Right.
And I also had the feeling of flip these pads over here for an hour and a half, and I caught 2 7-pounders. So
Yeah.
got a real good shot to win.
I'm gonna go flip these pads for another couple hours, see what else is living there.
Did you have the whole location to yourself, or were you sharing it, man?
Yeah, the bank stuff's really getting overlooked. That's more and more people is going to the offshore deal. And on Harris Chain, I didn't think somebody could win a multi-day tournament on the bank. I knew it was possible, but there's so many big schools that get out there that, this one, we had 2 schools and caught 25 pound off one of them, let the other one rest the next day and caught 36 off the other one.
Wow.
So, I think about winning on the bank, that's kind of undoable if somebody's catching them kind of weights in schools.
Wow. We've gone to that forward-facing sonar, what we're calling the devil now.
Not me.
I'm not geek, but you know what I'm saying. We've spent so much time working on that. You are right. A lot of people have gone away from fishing the banks. We still got Mr. John Cox. The man loves the banks. There's a lot of different anglers, professional anglers out there that Live or die by it.
Yeah.
Do you live or die by the bank, or is that something that you say, hey, you know, that's my plan?
Honestly, I'm probably out deep scoping and stuff more than
Okay.
out on the bank. But if I can catch them on the bank almost as good as I can catch them out deep, I'm probably going to the bank. Like I just
That's me. You know, listen, I love my scope. I love my scope. But I'll be the first to tell you, I love catching them. So I
yeah.
don't care if it's out deep catching them, following them around, or up shallow, flipping, pitching, throwing a spinner bait, or whatever. If I see them up there and I can throw a Cinco, wacky rig Cinco,
Yeah.
I'm going to do what it takes to catch them. That's what I like to do.
My favorite way to fish is throwing a jig on the bank, but
There you go.
I will go do the scoping and everything.
Man after my own heart right there.
So the pads you were throwing at, man, was there something special about the pads that that you were catching these giant bass?
Uh, there was like whenever you started, there was a bunch of matted out hydrilla on one
Okay.
skin up, and then there was like a little gap that I could troll through, whatever. And then there was one patch that was really clean, and I'm not no Florida guy, like I told you. I'm a Kentucky boy that don't fish grass. So
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
the reason that stretch was clean was because there was some sort of like hard bottom and there wasn't as much grass growing there.
Yeah.
And then you went down a little bit farther and there was grass again. And that one stretch that it was clean was like way better than the rest of it. That was the best stretch of the whole thing. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming it was something to do with hard bottom right there that had them there, but I could be completely wrong. I don't know.
No, I'd say you're right. I've never got to fish Florida, but everybody has always told me there's something about that hard bottom that they love to collect on.
Wow. Well, what were we throwing at that thing, man?
I was flipping a 3/4 ounce weight with pegged on a black and blue Berkeley creature hog.
Heck yeah. It's a good bait right there, man. Really
Yeah.
good bait.
I was catching on a buzzbait too on Harris before I even ran over there. Like that was my starter.
Nice.
I was throwing a boogerman buzzbait, and my biggest reason, well, on day one I didn't know where I was going, so I just ran over and done it. But on day two I was a late boat number, so I was like, I'm not going straight to the pads and waiting at the lock. I might as well stop somewhere and fish something.
Mm-hmm.
And over to a stretch in Harris, throwing a boogerman buzzbait and catch a 6-pounder before I even go lock through.
Good God.
There you go. There you go.
Now you were talking, you brought up a little while ago that you fished a lot of your past history, through in this event as well. How much, did you practice during the event, or you just said, hey, this is what I was going to do, live or die, past history is going to be it? Or did you go try to find new locations just in case it didn't turn out?
Most of the practice I was out on because, like I said, them schools out there, whenever they get schooled up good, somebody finds them, they win. Like you really can't. It's kind of hard to mess it up if you find 2 or 3 schools out there because them schools on Harris Chain are ridiculous. Like that one that we won the college tournaments off of, both of them had probably 150 bass in them.
Nice.
And the smallest one we caught probably 10 out of one of them, and the
Holy cow
was like almost 5 pound, and the biggest one was like 9. So them schools out there.
What's a Florida bass eating dinner, man? What's making them so freaking big?
I don't know. They got the genes in that place.
Yeah, they do.
No joke.
Good genetics.
Looking back on 2023, man, what's some of your other than this win? What's some of the things that you learned through the ups and downs and the valleys of you in 2024?
I feel like I got a lot better at. I got some more knowledge on actual bass fishing, but I feel like what I got the best at is I really improved at just tournament fishing, like just the decision making out there and being able to use all your time and everything. That's the biggest part of it, is just being able to go fish an 8-hour tournament day and not be spun out for 4 hours of it.
Yeah. We talk about the mindset here a lot at the Basscast radio. And that is true. For a young angler like yourself, we all know how to fish.
Yeah.
We know what to do. It's just not getting spun out and, keeping that mindset clear throughout the whole entire 8-hour event.
Yeah, it's hard. If you get out there and it don't go good, at the start, you're already
Yeah.
thinking like, and then go try something else and it don't work. Go try something else and it don't work. Then you're busted. You're like, I don't
Yeah.
know what to do. But I feel like I got a lot better this year at just being able to scrap everything and just go fishing and end up making something work, which is how I won this one. Like, just doing something random and end up catching them.
What do you think helped change for you, man, this year?
I don't know. It's like I said, I feel like I got a lot better at that, but it took getting beat a few times before I was like, all right, I cannot just go fish what I practice. I had to end up finding new stuff because it's hard to, like I said earlier, these guys beat up water so much. It's hard to get on.
Yeah.
That's not going to get so beat up.
That's the difference between, the elites and the opens. There's about 100 and some boats in the elites. There's 200 plus more in an open event. And like I said earlier, we've got a lot of big sticks, co-anglers and anglers. And like you said, I mean, there was so much water left.
Yeah, it's hard.
You got to be the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes it really tough.
Yeah, everybody's fishing anything that looks good. I mean, when you've got that many boats, it's just that's really tough. One of the things, I mean, what do this is your first year on the opens, and so we've been talking a lot about you younger guys coming up. Of course, that's kind of been a topic. How the youth movement is coming on, and you guys, to me, I think something that gets left out is how much time on the water you guys have coming from high school to college. Something like, a lot of stuff that us older guys really didn't have until we were older. But, what was the differences you see from those bigger college tournaments to, moving to the opens? What was like maybe one or two of the biggest things that you went, oh, okay, that's new.
Oh, well, I've been talking about it, but the biggest thing I seen was I fished these college tournaments, and there's still all kinds of boats, but
Oh yeah,
they don't pressure a place near like these opens guys do. Like I fished them college tournaments, and I could pretty much base everything off practice. And come up here, what you find first day of practice, it's gonna suck. Like them guys and there's 2 or 3 or 10 people went through there, and
yeah.
they're gone. Like it ain't there anymore.
Wow.
So that's the biggest thing. And then, I mean, I don't know. Another thing is all of these opens guys are good enough to figure them out to win. Like there is not like the top end of the field is really, really good, but the bottom end is still good. Like
really good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the competition is just grouped. They're much closer together. That's pretty interesting.
Because I think I brought it up earlier a little while ago. I don't know if I still have the story up. I did have it up a second ago about how close the points were, at the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
How close everybody was going into like the final event. So, I mean, it's like I said, there's a lot of good anglers, and that kind of helped tighten it up. And like everybody has brought up in the age field. How old are you, brother? So you're probably like 23, maybe 22.
21.
God, he's 21. Wow. I'm
a young one.
He's another
at least
young
he's
one.
old enough that I can have a beer with him. Thank God.
That is true. So you're 21 years old. You're going to fish the 2024 Bassmaster Classic. How's it feel, man?
That's I mean, I've been dreaming about that since I was I can't answer that because I don't ever remember not dreaming about that.
That's awesome.
It's been my dream my whole life, and it really took a minute to sink in. Kind of, I was on the way home and started listening to music. I was like, I got to pick out a walkout song, so it kind of I'm going to be fishing this thing, and that's awesome. That's the dream's always been to just make it there. Like that's it. That's all I want to do is just make it, and then. Now it's already shifting to win it, so it feels good to be there. But going to try to treat it like another tournament, even though that's 100% going to be impossible. It's going to be biggest moment of my life so far. So
Hey,
I'm excited for it.
Well,
I'm
brother,
going to be there. I hope I
yeah.
don't see you, because if I don't see you, that means that you are still fishing on the last day.
Sure.
So,
So you want to talk about earlier, talk about the mindset, between media day, being around all these people, interviews, podcast, video recording, cameras in your face.
yeah.
You just take a lot of hoo-hoo moments before this whole thing begins, because it's a whole lot of action. A lot of guys, talk about that, and that's one of their biggest things is, but you coming up through the college rankings, you're used to having cameras, used to having, media there and all that good stuff, and multiply that times 3, especially if you make it to day 2. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that part. It seems like I've got some good luck when a camera's on me. So
There you go.
I don't know. It makes it a lot more fun because the whole time you're fishing, I mean, you're getting good pictures of you, you're getting good stuff you can go back and watch. And I'm an absolute freak for bass fishing. I love every bit of it. So being able to look at something that's me, it's super cool. So it's
There you
Awesome.
go.
Well, let's hope the ball continues rolling for you in 2024 throughout the Open
Yeah, man.
Series as well. You guys all seen the Open Series schedule has come out, starting in Florida, South Carolina, and then we're just moving on up from there. It's going to be another great season. So look forward to watching you on Bass Live, and wish you the best of luck, brother. Appreciate you coming on, man.
yeah, man. Appreciate you boys having me.
All right, guys, I really appreciate Matt coming on and talking with us tonight. Congratulations to him on winning the final Open of the 2024 season. It was, pretty cool to see them going to Florida at the end of the year instead of Florida at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
And I know why they did it. The elites were there, and I understand that. But it's cool, it helps us learn a lot more. For us watching, we don't want to harp on this again, but during COVID, it got flipped around. We fish in October, November, and yes, it's tough. Yes, you're not going to see the big fish catches, but you're going to see the pros actually do what they get paid to do, and that's to go catch bass, even when conditions are not perfect. We all can't go to that perfectly fed lake.
Yep.
That's pumped full of food every day, like some ponds, and we've all watched the YouTube videos. I'm on a private pond. You know what that means? That son of a bitch got a feeder at both ends, and them things look like whales. I mean, it's
we've said it. You're the best. Go be the best in the worst conditions.
right.
It's easy to be the best in the best conditions.
Yep.
On the best lakes.
Yes.
Come to my little lake, ultra clear water, deep, steep, let's see what you got.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what you got there.
Well, come on up here. Go ahead.
Yeah, 9 pounds in the summer to win a tournament.
Yeah. Or Smith Mountain Lake, it's all clear. We're not, we're deep at one location, not steep, but we're deep, and another clear body of water where if you ain't got 25 pounds, sometimes you don't cash a check.
Yeah. And that's I get it, man. Big bag sell, holding up the big fish, it sells. I get it. I've done it all year. I've went out and chased, some good stuff and had fun fishing. Like I said, I got 4 fishing videos that I got to get edited and up. Of some fun days, but you're the best, man. Let's see you do it. Be the best in the worst.
Yeah. But we're also learning too, and that's you guys got to understand that as well. I mean, we're learning, and that's the whole thing about watching the elites or the pros or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what sport you're in. NFL, what they do when they ain't on the field, they're watching film.
Yep.
What do? We ain't on the lake. We're watching film. We're watching. We're blowing up YouTube. We're blowing. We're watching past events. We're learning, and that different time of the year helps us learn more. When we go, the ones that buy the baits, the ones that buy the product, the ones that buy everything else, and say, and go out there and fish.
Yeah. Well, if you're like me, man, I'm fishing year round. Like
Yep.
I'm counting down. I done got my winter gear ordered from Striker. I'm ready to be on the water fishing 55 foot deep for some big small jaws. I'm ready to rock. While I'm out there in 27-degree water or air temps.
It gets cold up here, and it's already got cold up here. Unfortunately, it's got really crazy.
My breath freezing in my beard. I look like an old buffalo out in Yellowstone, froze his beard up.
All right. Well, enough from us. Appreciate you guys listening as always. For a rollout tonight, like I said, don't forget basscast.com is on Smith Mountain Lake this Saturday. Don't forget SML Tackle Shack, one of our sponsors. They do On the Bubble. I'll put the video up probably Friday. Whoever's on the bubble gets you and your partner get $100 to SML Tackle Shack. Recoup, buy you some new baits. They do some great looking rods. I mean, he's a really good rod builder, and he fixed fixed a whole lot of rods. So don't forget about them. Missile baits. You guys know a lot of the baits on bugs come off of some missile baits this past weekend. Conrad Brothers, Lynchburg Arms and Indoor Shooting Range, and Angler's Choice. There's the hat, guys. Angler's Choice Marine got you taken care of. They run a lot of great deals on bass boats right now. It's that end of the season clearance. Missile Baits, I saw that this morning, guys. All his clothing is on discount. So if you like pick up some Missile Baits clothes, all that's on sale. I Got Worms is not. He does not have my extra large, so I'm kind of upset. I'm just gonna have to just take the daggone thing, get my man to make it for me because I love that t-shirt. So yeah, head on over, check out all our sponsors. Really appreciate them. Head on, also, like I said, like Geek said earlier, check out his latest video. Make sure you watch that. A lot of great content going up on basscast.com, like Geek said about the striped bass. I posted one today on, someone asked a comment, and it was pretty cool, and about the lakes turning over this time of the year, and a lot of people will talk about that a lot. And someone asked me and us, do rivers turn over? And it's a lot of more different variables. They do, but it's a lot more different variables that go into a river turnover than a lake turnover. So as we do some research, we're learning a lot as always, and hoping we're bringing it to you to help you guys out. So head on over and check that story out as well. Have a great weekend, everyone. And we'll be talking to you all next week right here on Basscast Radio.